A lot of people buy an iPad but never actually end up using one. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I actually use the iPad mini throughout my day, how you can get the most out of your iPad, and why the iPad mini might just be the iPad you need to consider.
Okay, so this is gonna be a very informal video. It's gonna be low-key. I'm gonna take the iPad mini through the day in my life. Today, not really much is happening. Arguably, in my opinion, the iPad mini can be even more useful than a regular iPad, and I'll show you guys exactly what I mean and why. But there is one major flaw, for me personally at least, that does not allow me to use the iPad mini as much as I would like to. Yeah, well, we'll get to it. Let's do this chill day in the life. Super chill.
The iPad mini is the perfect companion to take with you pretty much anywhere you go in the house, including, yes, the bathroom. This thing is the perfect size to literally just throw up and throw on a video while you're, doing your stuff. And for those eagerly wondering, yes, it does pass the toilet paper roll test.
So basically, you came running here.
He jumped up. Like this and his head went here. No, not there. Let me show you. Guys, can you help me out? Okay,
You guys have lost it.
I fell. My head hit on that.
So that's why we don't get to really sleep in much. That was my morning. Sudden wake up call. What is this?
It's a cup.
You made this for me?
This is a tea, and this is a laptop, and this is a stapler.
I love you, Baba. Happy New Year. I hope this new year will fill you with happy moments to look up to. Come here. I got a volleyball.
Hint, hint, be more active.
Really, wow. If you're eating and you just want to have something like playing on the side, you could. But I will not be doing this because my family is around and they need me to spend time with them. Right, Umbreen? My wife's giving me that look.
So one of the things I absolutely love about the iPad mini is I can take this wherever I go, right? Just because of how small it is. Like this thing literally could fit in my, hold on. Like this thing could literally fit in my pocket if I wanted to. You probably don't want that because it's a little bit uncomfortable, but like I could just throw this into my jacket pocket and just take it with me wherever I go. I think this narrative of having this and your iPhone is actually perfect. Let me explain. So the thing is, we all have like moments in our life where we're going out and we're running errands. Like let's say you got to get your car serviced, or let's say like you're just gonna go pick up like in-laws, like what I'm doing right now. Or my favorite, you got to take the wife shopping or somewhere else outside and you're just sitting in the car with the kid. For those times, having this iPad mini is absolutely clutch. I love foldable devices, right? And I loved having the Pixel 9 Pro Fold and the Samsung Fold 6 and stuff. Those are some of my favorite phones right now on the market. But they inherently come with the issues. Majority of the time, I like using my phone in a phablet configuration. And because of that, the entire form factor of the foldable device, it's kind of overkill because it's a thicker, heavier phone, and you have this extra, fold out screen that you don't need like 70% of the time. Like this combo right here is perfect. I have to go pick up my in-laws right now because I'm filming on the weekend and my wife needs a little bit of extra help, and unfortunately I can't be there right now. It's just been absolutely packed. I just got back from CES, which by the way, if you haven't watched, is my longest and one of my favorite vlogs to date. That you're gonna have fun watching that video. Now I'm flying out tomorrow to San Jose for a Samsung event. I owe her big time. Okay, my in-laws are here. Let me get them and then we'll head back home. And I want to talk some important stuff about the actual iPad mini. It's so cold and it's like started to snow a lot now. Oh, I should have brought my jacket. Okay, let's talk about the iPad mini. The iPad mini. Now, I've been using this for the past, several weeks now and just kind of getting accustomed to it. Now, before the iPad mini, my go-to was this 11-inch iPad Pro M4, with the Magic Keyboard and everything like that. Loved this iPad, but I gotta say, it is still, in my opinion,
probably the best sized iPad, man. The fact that I can like one-handed grab this thing, I'm here for it. And this makes this the perfect travel companion, the perfect, everyday use companion. There's a major flaw, which we will talk about very soon, so make sure you guys watch the video till the very end. Also, the iPad mini does feel a little bit heavy for what it is. Like when I compare it to my iPad Pro, it almost seems like there's not much of a difference, which is quite surprising because this is quite a bit bigger screen. And it just goes to show that they can really probably do something with the materials and the internals with this device to really tone it in. Other than that, this year we have the A17 Pro chip in this, which honestly, to be quite honest, it's already a really fast iPad, although Pro things on this do work really well. I'll show you in a second. The A17 Pro makes this even more powerful. It's got about 8 gigs of RAM, and all in all, I think this is a solid device. Like this will get you through majority of the things that you'd want to do with an iPad in the first place. It gives you like 90% of the iPad experience that you would get with the Pro, in my opinion. But yeah, just generally using this in my day-to-day life has been a fantastic experience.
You need a little breakfast stall for Hussain.
I love this. See you later. All right, what do we have here, Mike? And ooh, what's this?
And then it was time to kick back on the couch for a bit with the iPad mini. I'm telling you guys, the iPad mini is the perfect couch companion. I use it to then quickly browse the internet and just kind of catch up on Samsung Unpacked, which my trip was just coming up, and then had a slight distraction.
Hello, Baba.
Hey, buddy.
It's also the perfect companion for productivity tasks. Like I always use it to refer to my calendar and what I have on my to-do list, and it's also perfect for going through emails. For example, in this case, I just got an email from Air Canada telling me it was time to check in, and I was able to go through the entire process and actually check in just on my iPad mini. I had no issues copy and pasting from app to app, and not to mention split screen multitasking, which is so handy. You know, it's kind of a crime that you can't do that with the larger iPhones, but with the iPad mini you get iPad OS, which allows for this, and this makes multitasking much easier. Also, using the keyboard on the iPad mini in portrait mode is perfect. You can still see majority of the screen, and the screen is just the right size for both of your hands to comfortably type on. However, I do not recommend landscape mode typing because it literally covers more than half the screen. And now that I had finished checking in, it was time to kick back and watch YouTube on the same device, which the iPad mini is also the perfect companion for.
Okay, so I've been having an absolute blast basically using this iPad mini. Also, I love how I can one-handed use this. You guys saw like me typing and stuff like that. Absolutely no issues typing on this, which is why I think this getting a case like this, you don't need a keyboard case for this. Also, one thing I wanted to mention, the whole Touch ID thing here, I don't know how I feel about it. I'm kind of like, I used to love Touch ID, don't get me wrong, but now I'm kind of used to like Face ID, and I think Face ID is just so much more handier. Like I could just swipe up, unlock it, and like just look at it and I'm in. Versus now I have to like actually put my finger up here. Gets kind of annoying, and sometimes I forget. I guess I'm just also not used to it, so I just forget, and then like I'm like, why isn't it unlocking? And then I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta put my finger up there. Overall, what really makes this device like a really popular one is how versatile it is, which is why I really like products that are super versatile, including the sponsor of today's video, which I'm gonna go right ahead and say it. You guys want to stick around because this is unlike any vacuum that you have probably ever seen before. It's the first time I've seen something like this, and it is 100% gonna impress you. If it doesn't, then whatever, don't trust me, I guess. This is the Eufy E20 vacuum, and let me show you what it looks like.
Okay, so this vacuum is literally the most versatile vacuum I've seen. It comes with 3 different modes: the robot vacuum mode, a handheld mode, and a stick mode. This thing is honestly a game changer.
So up until now, the traditional approach to like cleaning and stuff is like, you got like a handheld vacuum for like car stuff or like little stuff here and there. And you had like a huge like stick vacuum that you would use for like, you know, handheld cleaning anywhere, right? And if you were really fancy, you got like a robot vacuum as well. Now you don't have to go out and buy all 3 things because this one product will basically save you the money across all three of those things, and you can just get all of that done with the Eufy E20. So you're saving money and you're saving space. Whether you want to clean the kitchen, the living room, the sofas, or the car, this thing's got you covered. One question that comes to mind is, Tausif, if this thing can do so many things, does it suck at sucking? Well, I'm happy to report this thing's got 30,000 pascals of suction power, which is really good, and this thing sucks. Also, it's got a 5-stage filtration system which will trap 99.97% of all particles.
And it'll automatically self-empty itself into this dust bag so that you don't have to clean it often.
Just to show you how strong the suction is, we're gonna play a game. I call this game Can It Suck? First up, iPad Mini. We're gonna see if it can actually hold it. How strong is the suction? Woo! Look at that thing. Passes. Oh, next up, we're gonna do an entire MacBook Air. And this thing is pretty big too. I'm kind of worried about this. Yo! Look at that. Yo, I'm scared. That's a pass. Yo! I don't even know what to do next. How about a stool? I know. Wait for it. Gee, can I borrow the baby for a second?
Are you kidding me?
We're gonna test if it can do a human child. Just for like 2 seconds. Damn it! Close, this close. I will get you, buddy. He looks so worried, poor kid. So the time right now is like 5:45. I just finished like praying and stuff. I gonna drink some chai, relax for a bit, then we'll head to the studio. Gotta get some work done. Now I actually have to call one of my best friends. Oh, Assalamualaikum. Okay, so I just got back to the studio. I'm gonna probably stick around here, go through some emails, work. I hate doing this stuff on a Saturday night, but literally my life has been just this. Like, I don't have any weekends where we're pushing through. 2025 is gonna be a big year, inshallah. But Saturday night, this is sad.
I always like keeping my iPad with me whenever I'm working at my desk because you never know, like there's always like these like little things that come up where it becomes super handy to have. For example, for me to quickly reference notes and stuff like that, it's really nice to have like an extra screen for you to quickly take notes on, or using your iPad as like your personal planner. Now, I love doing this because it gives me a nice big screen with my schedule and I can actually go ahead and plan out my week. And when you do need to do that little bit of procrastinating, I mean, Instagram and like other social media apps do run really well on the iPad Mini as well. And sometimes I even love just using it as an extra screen to like watch content on, or just have something streaming while I'm doing some like mindless like editing tasks or anything where I'm just, you know, cutting up footage or just trying to finalize some things. And it's just like an extra screen, but with the added flexibility of positioning it anywhere you want.
Another reason why I think this is the perfect size for an iPad, especially if you're like a note taker and you like, you know, writing down notes with your pencil and stuff. Firstly, this is compatible with the Apple Pencil Pro. And the Apple Pencil Pro also just kind of like sticks to the side of your iPad here. So it's like nice and neat. It does almost take up the entire side of the iPad, but I mean, it works.
I sometimes use this to like sketch out thumbnail ideas that I have for upcoming videos, or even just take notes on the video and titles and stuff like that. I think having Apple Pencil support is clutch.
Okay, so one of the issues that I want to talk about here is I love taking notes on this iPad, but I gotta say, pencil on glass doesn't really feel that great. So I heard a lot of people like talk about like Paperlike. The brand said they'd love to partner together and actually send this out to me. So I thought, you know what, let's give it a go. What I'm interested in comparing is my iPad Pro that I have here is actually nano texture. So let me turn this off. You can see that there's a nano texture display, which is very different compared to the regular iPad display. Paperlike claims that they use something called nano dot technology, which basically have like these like very, very small beads on the actual screen protector, which when I use the Apple Pencil on it, it kind of creates a little bit of a haptic feedback, giving you that feel like you are actually using a paper. Let me go ahead and remove this. Ooh, it's not the exact same. The nano texture still looks slightly different, but you can tell like that same sort of matte effect is there. This will not only protect your screen, but it also is helping with glare. So I have like this light facing me right now. Look at that, like the glare is so much better right now. Oh dude, that is actually really nice. I am impressed. Like there's like feedback to it and a feel to it when I'm writing on this. And just to do a quick comparison, yeah, it's nowhere close to the type of feedback that you're getting with Paperlike. If you want to pick one up, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below. Especially that you can't get nano texture display on the iPad mini anyways, so this is like a fantastic option. Okay, now one of the things that I want to talk about is gaming on this iPad. Because of this size, I think this is the perfect iPad to game on. The screen size is just big enough without being too like overbearing. So gaming on the larger iPad Pro, it just seems a little bit daunting, right? Like you have your hands going all over the place. However, with the iPad mini, like you can literally reach the middle of the screen. It feels good. Now, the other thing that I did want to mention is video editing. Believe it or not, the A17 chip on this thing is actually strong enough to video edit on Final Cut Pro on this iPad mini. For majority of your editing and stuff like that, I was editing on this thing, didn't have any issues. So it can handle pro apps. And I think they've done a great job with the A17 chip. This thing is an actual powerhouse.
Now, another really cool use case is if you're traveling.
I have now a separate extension to my laptop in a cinch, like a secondary monitor, and I could just have like right now I have like my YouTube video over here open, but this is basically just like another window. So if you're like in a pinch or you travel a lot or something like that, this is actually really clutch. Have your iPad with you and just getting like that extra secondary screen just makes like multitasking so much easier. Okay, Tausif, you've been talking about like this one big drawback. What is it? I think we all know it. It's time I said it out loud, and that is 120 hertz display situation. The screen doesn't have ProMotion, and I know there's like this constant back and forth, but in my opinion, personally, in 2025, not having a 120 hertz screen on an iPad is criminal. That is my major problem with this iPad. Like it literally takes the experience from like a top like 1 out of 10 device, which in fact, like I would be comfortable replacing my iPad Pro with the iPad mini. No questions asked. The size for me is actually better, but that ProMotion display, and I feel like maybe Apple's doing this on purpose just to not like cannibalize the sales on the 11-inch iPad Pro. My iPhone, on my iPad Pro, on my MacBook Pro, all of these devices have ProMotion now, and when I switch even from my iPhone over to the iPad mini, it kind of feels jarring. It feels like I've gone back like a few years. Now, I will say this, to Apple's credit, they have actually improved like the frame rate or refresh rate, whatever it is, on this quite a bit compared to the last gen. The last gen iPad mini was horrendous. I couldn't deal with it. It was so bad. The jitters, the jelly scroll and everything was so bad that you could actually, it was a noticeable difference. But with this, I mean, it's slightly better now. But yeah, I think I've pretty much covered most of it. I've been using this iPad extensively. Let me give you a battery life update. Right now it's 8:30. Battery life, we're sitting at about 65%. Not too shabby for a smaller device. I think that's why this is such a good pair with your iPhone, because you just also get a lot more battery life than you would with like a foldable device or whatnot. We got the Hussain fight tonight. I got a pack, so let's go ahead, get some dinner inside us. So I'm gonna go home, let's get some dinner, let's watch the fight and pack our clothes and get ready. Cool. We also got bubble tea. Mango slush is the best flavor.
Then I pretended to pay attention to what my wife was saying while I had the fight playing on the side. iPad mini comes in clutch.
All the kids are asleep except for this guy. So usually I put him out at night, but wife did the favor today. So they're out already. Now I'm stuck with him.
Also, my wife is probably the only person I know that watches math TikTok just to solve the equations for fun. Yeah.
What is wrong with you, man? Can you tell me why you're doing this? Like, who solves equations for like fun?
Then we tested out some of the Apple Intelligence features just for the heck of it.
Cookie? So you're using this magic wand?
Every time we did it, we were trying to get it to show flour, but it kept showing some random ingredients.
Generate some image of cookies.
Why is it showing? Thinking it's flow.
Oh.
What's wrong with you?
Your handwriting is bad, bro. That does look like flow.
It is not.
It does look like flow. There's like a W there. Like it's clearly written flow. I don't blame Apple Intelligence.
Okay. If it's actually true intelligence, they should be able to tell you that.
There you go. Now you have like all your ingredients that you had written down.
What is this thing? What is it doing here?
That's flow. Yo, something is really wrong with you. Okay, so I just finished watching the fights on the iPad. Time right now is 2 a.m. almost, and battery life is 22%, which is really good. I've been enjoying it using even more than my Pro, to be quite honest, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.